Law. And corpses and loot. Alright, gear for Mr. Seal. Purchase from trade. This build can use so many different damage mods due to the main skill having fire, cold, and lightning tags that it's pretty easy to get a good life CP jewel. So the next two jewels I intentionally bought reduced effective curse fractures because I think they're good on Viridian jewel bases. You just life reforge until you hit one of the useful mod, and then you exalt, so you get a good fourth mod. There's so many good offensive mods, once again, due to being able to use fire, cold, and lightning. Crit multi that, you know, it's really easy to make these kind of jewels. I like reduced curse effect because we're not using mage blood curse immune flasks, so like it's just kind of nice, kind of convenient. For the clusters, so if we're crafting 12 passive large clusters on bows, it sucks, it's bad. The way you do it is first you get 2 mods that are T1. Usually the 2 mods you want to use when you're fracturing, you want to have 35 effect and 3% speed. And you want to fracture, and then it's a coin flip, and you get one of those 2 mods. This one, I clicked it with life. You really shouldn't do life. The reason why is you can settle for T2 life. You can't settle for T2 speed or effect. Those have to be T1. So you should fracture when it's double T1 of effect and attack speed. And then once you have one of those fractured, for me, with the prices in hardcore trade, the most economically efficient way of crafting from that state is chaos spamming. Well, I think if it's a taxi fracture, technically it's alt spamming, but that's cringe, don't do that. It's not worth your time. Even though it's better, if you look at pure cost basis, it's worse because of time. So the best way after you hit the fracture on 3 speed or 35 effect is you chaos. You also can harvest. Harvest costs more, but it's faster. So the ideal fracture, I think, is 35 effect, and then you can chaos for life or for speed, and then you exalt for the other one. The thing with harvest, even though like harvest reforged life is better at getting T1 life than chaosing is, when you factor in that you're also going for T1 speed, there's 2 mods you're going for, not just one from the chaosing. Like chaosing usually is better, so for a fracture mod, chaos until you hit the other mod, click it, and then click exalt. A lot of exalts. I think I use like 150 annuls and 200 exalts when crafting these 2 clusters. Like it's a lot of exalting. Basically, anytime you hit like 3% speed plus like any usable suffix, you're going to exalt for life, or you're going to exalt for effect. You use so many exalts. This one's crafted the same way as the other one, just fracture mod, spam chaos, exalt, and annul. Have fun. That's all the jewels. Actual gear. So this is one of the things we get to make this league. Because of the graveyard triple fracture stuff, I used Sushi has a site or a spreadsheet or something that he has links to optimal graveyard layouts for getting bow fractures done. It's kind of a pain to do this one. It's like a lot of effort for building the grave. I only got one of my 4 bows to fracture the prefixes, so it was not the best of finds, but it's fine. Once you get the triple fracture from doing the grave thing, you harvest reforge attack to get +2 arrows, and then multi-mod, and then craft a random suffix like resist, click a veiled orb. Hopefully you don't remove +2 arrows. I removed +2 arrows 3 times in a row. And the 4th one succeeded. And for me, I have to have the crit unveil, or at least at one point I had to, it was required, because I needed the strength int. You also can zeal essence until you hit +2 arrows, and then just craft strength int. That works too, for a little more attack speed. I think it's technically a better bow, but it's like, probably, my guess is probably over 1,000 zeal essences to do that on average. Is my guess. It's going to be a lot. But for me, I needed the unveiled strength int to get strength capped for Berserk to be max level, and to have enough int to use like crit dam support and stuff. So for me, this was the target bow, and it's a pain, and it's good. Last league, the way this was crafted is you get like fractured +2 arrows, and then you essence the prefixes, like hatred essence until you hit another T1, and then you augment the other flat, and typically you'd end up with like essence T2, T1 was typically kind of what you would end up with. This sleeve we get to have triple T1, that's cool. Gloves, life fracture, click essence of fire resist or cold or lightning until T1 accuracy. Suffix can't be changed, reforge chaos until you get a tier that you're okay with. If you miss, annul. Once you get the suffixes done, suffix can be changed, veiled orb, and then annul off the prefixes. If you miss, go forever until you win. When you're unveiling, you block fizz conversion. Boots, life fracture, it's always life fracture. And then this one was just essence of chaos resist until T1 resist. Annul off the third suffix if there is one. Multi-mod to protect the open suffix. Suffix can't be changed, veiled orb. And then annul the prefix if you miss on the unveil. Rinse repeat until you unveil the move speed version that you want. Mine is move speed, move speed. This move speed is move speed. And then craft strength int because my build's kind of bricked and I needed stats here to be able to, play the game. I specifically needed all res, which made this craft a little bit different. Normally you can just get a life fracture and then click harvest, reforge cold, fire, or lightning until you get 2 high resistances, and then you suffix can't be changed, reforge chaos until you get good chaos res, and then suffix can't be changed to veiled orb for a random flat prefix. Because I needed all res to make my res work due to the cluster setup that I had with this one being high lightning, it's a little bad to go for the typical way to craft that. So instead, I did a grave double fracture, which is super easy to do. If you're not familiar with grave fracturing, you basically just use, I think for this one it was 2 increased chance of life and 16 or 17 increased chance of resist, 16 plus tier modifiers, and then less of everything else, less attack, less defense, less fizz, all that stuff. It's a 80% chance to win when you're doing this craft. I made 3 rings and all 3 were winners. The other 2 are over here for life res fractures, super easy. And then after that, I believe I just clicked chaos orbs until I hit T1 all res, and then suffix can't be changed, reforge chaos. Helmet is, this one is pure evasion base, fractured life, always. Strength essence, that's the only way to get strength on evasion bases. So you just strength essence until T1 suppression, suffix can't be changed, reforge fire, cold, or lightning for the resist, and then suffix can't be changed, reforge life for T1 hybrid life. Craft the old fizz. The quiver, so the quiver sucks. Most people that make bow quivers don't do move speed quivers because they're bad and dumb and wrong. Because move speed's the only stat that matters on bow builds. Always make move speed gear. So, it having to be hunter means you can't use fracture bases, which makes getting the suffixes a huge pain. I think the most economic way of doing this is one of 2 things. It's either just chaos orbing until you hit bow attacks, fire, an additional arrow, and crit multi.
And then annulling off the third suffix, and then you do the standard cannot roll attack, exalt and null until you hit good prefixes. But basically, you have to get additional arrow, crit multi, isolated suffixes. You can't use the essence because the essence of crit multi does not have an attack tag. It's global crit multi. So you have to somehow get those 2 suffixes. The way I did it, I tried a few different methods. I tried getting Gritty Forge, but then I looked at the actual math behind Gritty Forge, and with the price of blue juice at 150, it was not good. It was just way worse than chaos sailing. I tried all thing for T1 crit multi, not crit multi, all thing for additional arrow, crafting suffix change, and then printing it, and then regal, reforge crit, try to annul with the third suffix, and then revert back to the blue version with the frogs with the imprints. And I tried that 20 times. I hit a good enough crit multi roll 3 times. I failed the annul all 3 times. Quivers have 80,000 waiting suffixes and 20,000 waiting prefixes, so they're pretty much always going to have 3 suffixes whenever you hit the reforge. So you have to win the annul every single time. It sucks, and I always miss it.
So yeah, your 2 methods of crafting the suffixes are alt for +1 arrow, craft suffix can't be changed when it's still blue, and then imprint, regal, forge crit, or just chaos spam and pray. Both are bad. Both are bad. It costs so much to make a move speed quiver, but move speed is move speed. So, it was crit essence, annul, suffix can't be changed, reforge speed for T1 speed, and then annul off the 3rd mod, and then craft life. That was the plan. But then I hit T1 life while doing that. Skillfully.
An aspirant can afford to be promised. The Empire awaits you. Must open doors. The trap of tyranny is...
I think probably yes. I don't know what it is though. I've seen some absurdly fast characters, like thousands of percent movement speed that can just go across the entire map in like half a second.
I'm not up to that just yet. My mana is gone.
Order of Lanterns. Well, the way the monsters are listed is from most common to least common. So I want to put the haunted modifiers at the top on the most common monsters, so I'm looking for corpses. Haunted modifiers means corpses.